It took Cristiano Ronaldo just 47 minutes to get back on the score sheet for Manchester United, just over an hour to bag a brace as United hammered Newcastle 4-1.
They certainly did, and I'm delighted to say that we're now joined by a man who helped Ronaldo develop into the superstar that we now enjoy. The last 15 years, it's former Manchester United first team coach Rene Meulensteen. Rene, a very, very good morning to you. Rene, it was always going to happen, wasn't it? I was just surprised it took 45 minutes.
Well, yes, maybe yes, Ali, and good morning, Laura. It was, I think, everybody from Cristiano, from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, his staff, the fans, nobody could have asked for anything more, you know. But you could see he was only there on the pitch for doing one thing, obviously scoring goals, and that first goal came exactly at the right time for Manchester United.
Now, there will be bigger tests, we know, and that's no disrespect for Newcastle, but some of these big games that they're going to come up against, Liverpool's and Manchester City's, the league, the Chelsea's, that sort of thing. Did watching him perform at the weekend change your mind in any way about what you think Manchester United could achieve this season?
No, not at all. I think even more, it probably confirmed a little bit more of the thoughts that I have. I really do think with Cristiano Ronaldo coming back, it gives an enormous boost to everybody at the club. Everybody knows what he stands for. Everybody knows what he's achieved. He will drive those standards. And United has, again, a stronger squad than they had last year. So this is what they were looking for. Again, we keep coming back to the same word, and that won't change with Cristiano coming back as well. Is that consistency? That really good performance is turning into results. And that is obviously, like you said, Laura, there are going to be bigger tests ahead.
There will be bigger tests ahead, Rennie, but there's a couple of things I was really interested and pleased to hear. Listen to Ronaldo there, first of all, saying that he was nervous, right, but before the game. I love that. I think that's fantastic because we think this guy is, ice cold, and to a certain degree he is. But nerves, I think, nerves and a pride in what he does. He certainly doesn't want to go to Manchester United, not just a desire to be a success. And that in itself will rub off on the other players, whether it's younger lads like Greenwood or Sancho and boys like that. I'm looking at the rest of them, proven internationals, whether it's Varane or Maguire, Fernandes, Pogba, they will all get a boost, I'm guessing, Rennie, with the arrival of Ronaldo.
Absolutely. I think the nervousness maybe has come from, because as you know, Ali, you've been a striker yourself, and every time you go to a new environment, to a new club, the most important goal that you score is the first one. To get that monkey off your back, and that's probably where the nervousness come from. I don't, he's probably thought, I'm not hoping that it's going to take me 3, 4, 5 games before I put the first one in the back of the net, because then, those people, they doubt that this and that and the other. And that's gone. That's gone now. So he's back. He's come back with a bang. He scored 2 goals. He's off. And that confidence will rub off to the younger players for sure, like you said. Yeah.
What was he like? This is a couple of questions in one here, Rennie, sorry, but what was he like to coach back then? And now, in the player that he's developed into, how do you coach a Cristiano Ronaldo? How do you teach him anything?
Well, it's a complete different animal now than when he just came to the club. He was 18, he was young, he had bags of talent, and therefore a lot of potential. And when people have a lot of potential, then you need to create an environment whereby you can unlock that potential and develop that. And that is 2 ways: making sure the environment is right, and secondly, the intrinsic motivation of Cristiano himself. And he was so determined, so committed. Everything that anybody threw at him, not only me, but Carlos Queiroz and Mike Clark from the strength and conditioning side, and Tony Strudwick and Sir Alex Ferguson, he took everything in like a sponge. He knew everything that would add to make him become the best player in the world, and more important for Manchester United, etc. He would take that on board. Now he's an established professional footballer that has won many, many things, for club, country, and personal trophies. So he is now somebody that you would tap into his experience. You want to make sure you're managing well. Solskjaer said already, listen, I might, it's not necessarily that I'm not going to leave him out, but that's all about, he has to manage the squad. Cristiano is part of that squad. He's got a lot of competition and trophies to play for. But yeah, he's a different animal now.
Do you think, Rennie, there's an element of, I look at Ronaldo, and I don't know him as well as you, I wouldn't claim to, but I think I look at a guy that would want to play every minute of every game. Now, looking at that, clearly it's not going to be possible when you look at the Manchester United squad and you look at the age that he is, because I think he has certainly changed his game a little bit, as you would understand and expect him to do that. But do you think it's a great problem that Ollie now has in terms, you think of the players that are going to be vying for position? We've not even spoken about Cavani, there's Rashford, we've mentioned Greenwood. The talent United have now, particularly in forward areas, would obviously make them a serious threat for the title.
I would think so. Yes, and to be fairly honest, I think Manchester United must adopt that attitude, and I think they probably have. You know, they've been working on the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer now for a number of years. They have gradually progressed, going to semi-finals, getting to finals. They just need to make that final step, and it's that, like you said, throughout the team, you've got quality there. You know, De Gea's back in goal, obviously, and I think still he's a world-class goalkeeper. Everybody, obviously, needs confidence in playing, and that goes from back to front. He's got a squad. He's got quality in depth. You know, so, and the most important thing is, again, coming back, turning those performances, you know, consistent performances in good results.
You know how we talk about the young players at Manchester United looking up to Cristiano Ronaldo and probably, hopefully wanting to emulate what he does and taking everything that he does. When he was that 18-year-old and he came to Manchester United, who were the players that he really looked up to?
Well, we had a very, very talented squad back then, and a lot of quality, world-class players, a lot of experience, again, from back to front. I think he had a bit, don't get me wrong, he had a high opinion of himself the moment he walked through the door. You know, he was a very confident lad, and he says, you know, if I'm not the best, I'm going to be the best. But those players, like, you know, Roy Keane was there in the early stages, and obviously Giggs and Scholes and Gary Neville, Ferdinand, all of them, they've helped him tremendously, because they kept coaching him from being, you know, a player that had a lot of talent, but became more and more functional. Cristiano, it's all about helping us winning games. It's all about hurting, you know, opposition. You know, it's all about creating chances. It's all about scoring goals. These were the reoccurring messages. And those players, like I just mentioned, they give him that direction, and therefore he became far more purposeful.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods, Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.